Hey, welcome back to Rock Stardust. My name is Robbie. Today we are looking at a absolute bizarre, experimental, incredibly overlooked hidden gem. It's a Gothic masterpiece, and that is Nosferatu. Now, if you haven't heard it, you got to check this out. You can watch it on YouTube as well. But it's a collaboration between Hugh Cornwall from the Stranglers and Robert Williams from Captain Beefheart. All right. So there you have it, those two guys together, which is unbelievable, you know. So the original movie that's got the concept for it was released in Germany in 1922. About a terrifying, vampire Count Orlok. Sort of similar to Dracula, but before Dracula. And so it's very dark, and that was one of those old-fashioned movies. There was no sound. So the guys were sort of inspired. So it's like if there was sound on it, what would it be, kind of thing. So there is a lot of film tracky kind of sound vibes. If you're looking for 4/4 to the floor, you're not gonna get it. It's lots of percussion, drumming, and Hugh Cornwall's unusual timing signatures and stuff on the guitar, and lots of instrumentation, even some tubular bells in there. But it is remarkable, and really is a truly dark, gothic, bizarre, weird LP, right? Even the cover has, the character, it's a still from that movie from 1922 where he's riding the boat to his new abode, and it's very gothic, right? So the two of them met. Hugh hooked up with Robert Williams. The Stranglers had finished up their US tour in 1978, and he went and watched a couple of shows of Captain Beefheart in San Francisco. And that's when they hooked up and decided to do a collaboration. So the album took about 22 days to record in 2 bursts, and they would sleep all day and work all night like vampires would, just to get that extra inspiration. And guest musicians include keyboardist Ian Underwood from Frank Zappa and the Mothers, and guitarist David Waldrop. Now, the album essentially, there's a super impressive drumming from Robert. Hugh's guitar playing is really strong and like I said, unique. All right, they work together great. I'll just go through some of the songs on the album, and I'll go track by track and have a quick look through there. By the way, if you enjoy this kind of material, please do remember to like and subscribe. It really helps me get these vids out. And leave your comments in the comment section. I'm sure there's a lot more you can dig into with this gothic. I don't know what it's even hard to define it, but it's unreal. So the album opens up with Nosferatu, with a brilliant drum intro from Robert Williams. It's just fast toms. It kicks in. It's unrelenting and frenetic. Even got some really cool keyboards, and there's a real sort of Hughes doing a very almost JJ type bass feel. So it has got a Stranglers driving feel to it, but it's very unrelenting. So it opens up the album really well. The second track is Loser in a Lost Land. It's technically, it's written about struggling actors. And it's got some very strange instrumentation, but very creative on this track. Number 3 is White Room, which is an awesome cover of the Cream song. I love it. I love the drumming, percussion. I love the guitars. I love Hugh's voice. In fact, he sings it so well. It really suits his vocals are really strong. It's a tremendous version of that song. It's a great version, which was released as a single, sort of charted, I think. but there was a video there where it was done all in white, you know. No, great stuff. The next track is Irate Caterpillar. Man, this is spooky, disturbing, to be honest. Gothic, it's full of dread, it's weird. But great again, percussion from Williams and noodling from Hugh. Yeah, it's a weird song. God, I quite dig it. Number 5 is Rhythmic Itch, right? And this is where they paired up with, you know, those two brothers out of Devo. Okay. What do they call the Mosborough brothers or something like that from memory. So those two guys are on it. It's got amazing percussion work again, and is actually a tribute to Dracula. So you're getting a bit of a Devo mix in that one as well, which comes through. The next track, number 6, is Wired. It's the most straightforward track on the album, and it is very Stranglers sounding, particularly around that Men in Black album, which I've covered off. Yeah, it would fit on that album or around that space at the time. And it was actually included on the Don't Bring Harry Back EP from the Stranglers. So yeah, no, it works great, and it's more direct. A break from all of the madness. The next song is number 7, is Big Bug. Oh my God. This has got to be one of the darkest things I've ever heard. It's inspired by Leo Trotsky and Train. And it's very, very bleak and cold, sort of summarizing what it would be like then at that time. Okay. Next track, number 8, is called Mothra. It's an instrumental. It's very complex, jumpy, weird. It's got the bells in it, you know, and the chimes. It's very, oh my God. It's inspired by a fictional Japanese monster from the early 1960s. Very Captain Beefheart coming through on this one, and it's out there. And next up is number 9, Wrong Way Round. It's a standout for me. It's inspired by a woman that's built upside down and bizarre again, and includes a fairground barker by the name of Duncan Poundcake, which is kind of like Victorian freak show stuff, and it's actually in Jury. So there you go. And this track even includes members of the Clash singing in the background. So yeah, I really like Wrong Way Around. I love the bass playing through it too from Hugh, and the drumming again. Puppets is the final song to close the album out. Track 10. It is, for me, one of the highlights. I really love Puppets. It's catchy, it's strong. Riff that starts it off, it's almost like Rush or something, you know, it's like really progressive rock riff. And it's about the control from the record labels, how they control all the artists, you know, so I could get into that. But I won't right now. This is a classic, and I really enjoy Puppets, and yeah, very, very, very strong, melodic, great way to finish the album, and some relief from the most weird, complex, dark, bizarre album just about ever made. But it is a absolute Gothic masterpiece. So ahead of its time. This is 1979. Well ahead of its time, you know. So yeah, no, check it out. It's unreal. And thanks again for checking this video out. Again, please do remember to like and subscribe, and leave your comments about this album or anything else you want to discuss. But thanks again. Have a great week. Cheers.